Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, back and doing a best of one Streets of New Capenna draft. Alright, rare errant street artist. So Flash Defender Haste, it lets you copy your spells that weren't cast. So you're basically any copied spell, which works well alongside Casualty because you get the copied spell and then you can copy that. So basically you can get like 3 copies whenever you cast a Casualty spell, which is pretty good. But Psychic Pickpocket, I know this card is amazing and doesn't require anything else. I played against this and lost against it plenty. I played it on stream with 2 of them. It's an amazing card. Extremely, extremely strong. You end up getting a 4/3, looting, and bouncing something. Involuntary Employment, also amazing with all the sack effects. It's also, you create a treasure token so you can fix 2. I think I'm going to go with the Pickpocket. I know this card's amazing. I don't know how many times you have to lose against a card before you just start taking it. Okay, follow-up pick. Well, there's Murder, but I'd probably rather just take Sleep with the Fishes, stay on Color with Pickpocket, and I haven't gotten to play with this yet. So overall, I found Spot Removal, I think overall is a little less good in this set, just because there's so many creatures. It seems like there's so many creatures in this set that have either they enter and they do something, or when they die, they do something. So I think in that sense, that makes removal slightly less good because you deal with something, but it's kind of already gotten them value. It certainly doesn't mean removal's not playable. It's just something I think you need to be more conscious of when you're drafting. So Murder, also good. I've got to play Tainted Indulgence and against it. Great card. Nimble Arsonist is very playable. I like the Shattered Seraph. Socialite's more playable than I initially gave it credit for. Certainly with the Cabaretti clan in particular. All right, Echo Inspector in here. There's Snooping Newsy. Another Tainted Indulgence. Riveteer's Charm, good card. But I'm okay taking the Echo Inspector. It is 4 mana, but if you're paying 4 mana for a 3/4 flyer that loots, it's pretty good. If you're paying 4 mana for a 2/3 flyer that loots, it's still playable, less good, but certainly if you're getting a 3/4, you should feel pretty good. That's just a good cost for a common. If this were a 4 mana 3/4 flyer, I think it would still be pretty played at common. This is a 4 mana 3/4 flyer, potentially 3/4 flyer, that gives you both a +1/+1 counter, which is relevant in this format, and a loot, which is always relevant. Riveteer's Charm is good. Let's just take the Echo Inspector for now. There's Strangle in here too, but that's fine. Another Riveteer's Charm, okay. Let's see. Speakeasy Server is another flyer. Definitely good. Broker's Veteran's a 2-drop. Right now we're 4 and 5 drops. I do think the server is good. I think Veteran's actually okay. Shield counter on something you control. Maybe it trades with something. Otherwise, Run Out of Town is probably playable as well. Make Disappear here. I think Speakeasy Server is probably the best card. But otherwise, Halo Scarab also fine. I'm just going to take the Veteran just to get a 2-drop. At this point, I feel probably pretty confident we're blue. I don't think Broker's Veteran's all that good, but I'm okay taking it there. So Arsonist, presumably at its best in Riveteer colors, black-red, where you can get some sacrifice going, but it also is just good with treasure tokens in general. Sizzling Soloist is not bad. A little bit clunky. Sewer Crocodile, haven't played with or against it, but to be honest, it really doesn't seem that bad. Here, we might just take Halo Scarab, get another 2-drop. I don't think it's the best card in here, but you can't stay more open than just taking monocolor and 2-drops for now until we figured out exactly what's going on. So Maestro's Theater would give us some fixing. Paragon of Modernity is pretty playable. Deal Gone Bad is actually playable removal too. Backstreet Bruiser is going to be good with our Inspector and our Veteran and our Psychic Pickpocket. So there's decent argument to take the Bruiser here. Although, you know, the land fixing not always easy to come by, but and Deal Gone Bad is nice because it deals with shield counter creatures, which is good. But I could see taking the Bruiser if we do end up... I mean, right now we have a pretty good amount of counter connivey stuff. So Bruiser might actually just be just fine here. All right, Snooping Newsy. Now we can take Witness Protection as well. It's 1 mana pseudo removal. If you have a lot of flying, I think it's much better. We currently have Echo Inspector, Psychic Pickpocket is not flyer. We just have the Echo Inspector and then the fish. The more evasion you have, the better, I think, when you're playing removal like this. Giving them a 1/1 can benefit them, but if your guys can't be blocked, then I'd say it's less of a benefit. I do think Snooping Newsy is quite good too, but I'm going to take the Witness Protection for now. We're going to see what's wheeling and make a decision from there. So we could take Ominous Parcel. Tramway Station would put us in Maestro's colors. Ominous Parcel is playable, not amazing. And I haven't played with or against Majestic Metamorphosis yet, but I can't imagine it's terrible. It's probably an easily cuttable card, but I might give it a try. Just continue to cut blue. So we're seeing some red, so could be Maestro's colors. In which case we could still take Initiate and get Death Touch out of it. We could take the Paragon, which is fine. Can get +1/+1 counters. I think for now I'll just take the Initiate. This just kind of ensures I get enough cheap things. Pick 10 Murder. All right. There's also Tainted Indulgence as well, and another Ominous Parcel. But so looks like removal is definitely far down the chain on people's pick order right now. I don't know if it's that low on my order, but all right. So pick 11, Snooping Newsy is putting us in a good position for blue-black, I would say. Blue-black self-mill stuff. And if we took the Server here, which I think is the best card, then we actually go more of a blue-black-white. I do think, I mean, Server seems better than both of those. Although a little bit expensive. Demon's Due or Contender? Well, I don't love Contender. I don't love Demon's Due either, to be honest, but last pick Scarab, sure. All right, Scheming Fence technically could play it. Fairy Vandal might be a little bit easier to cast. Public Enemy, haven't played with or against it yet, but it actually doesn't seem that terrible. Obscure Initiate is playable. And Maestro's Theater, Revel Ruiner, these cards are all fine. Could see taking Fairy Vandal just because it's cheap, evasive, and doesn't... I mean, I think Scheming Fence is pretty good, and you're probably going to have a target for it a lot of the time, but I think I'd rather just have a cheap flyer that can presumably get bigger with any connive effect or draw card. Plus, we know we're blue right now, so wow. Raffine. Well, cool card to get past when we already were kind of presuming we were going to go into these colors. We're definitely going to want fixing pretty badly now, but this is an amazing card to get. Amazing card. Connives X too. You don't even see... I mean, all the connive effects we see are like... There's no X after it, so that's pretty awesome. All right. This could actually fix for us if we... Yeah, I think... Those are good options to get because they will fix for us. So we can take Snooping Newsy here. Get more self-mill going. Connive presumably fixes with that too. Rooftop Nuisance is good. I like this card. I wish we had better things to sack. That's where like the Lackey really comes in handy. I think Newsy, I mean, right now the only other card... We also got Newsy like third to last. Getaway car is actually surprisingly good too. Crew for 1, and you can get into the battlefield effects again, which is useful. Yeah, I think maybe Getaway car, it's colorless. I've been impressed with this card. Crew for 1 is just not tough to get going. Wow, Exotic Pets is good. I've wanted to play this card for a while, and what better opportunity. So if you have +1/+1 counters, which we already do, we have connive cards, you just get to put them on there. And it doesn't even like take it from your other ones. So this card is just really, really strong, I think. Real big game winner. Especially being instant speed. I really like Dusk Mangler a lot. Enough where I feel like I could take it here. It's a fun finisher too. Problem is, it's pretty terrible when you're running Sleep with the Fishes. Well, it's not terrible. I don't want to say terrible. We're running Witness Protection and Sleep with the Fishes, so it makes it worse because they're just going to sacrifice that creature. But they still have to discard a card and pay 4 life, which I feel like is still quite a bit of a downside. So we could take Shattered Seraph. I think that makes sense considering we have no fixing currently. It gives us fixing as well as a nice big 7-drop finisher. We can take the Assassin here. You know, I was down on this card, but sometimes you just need a big flying Death Toucher at 3 mana, so we'll take it. Tower is just kind of an easy pick. We need fixing. We're 3 picks away from a deck already, so I feel fine with that. That doesn't fix for us, but this one, well, this one does, and this one does. So Plains Island or Swamp Island. I'm not sure. I feel like maybe, well, I guess we already have Plains Island, so let's do Swamp Island. Because we have Plains Island here, and this is, yeah, that probably works for me. Now we got Plains Island anyway, so that worked out. We'll take this. So the fixing is coming, which is nice. And we are very close to a deck after pack 2, and I'm liking how it looks. So sticking to straight blue appears to have panned out. Maybe we cut Demon's Due. Maybe we don't need to run Majestic Metamorphosis. I'm just looking at things that are possibly going to get cut. I really like Rooftop Nuisance. I certainly like it more than Protection. A lot of times I feel like you sack something and you draw 2 cards and you tap 2 things down for 2, like almost 2 turns. So it's just very good. We're playing best of 1, so I don't know if it matters. I don't think either one makes the deck. Removal is surprisingly good too. Witness Protection, Sleep with the Fishes, Murder. Extract the Truth. It's nice that black has outs for some of these good enchantments. You know, Unlicensed Search was more playable than I originally gave it credit for, but I might just want this Regulator. Yes, it's 2 colors, but it is just a very strong card. A flyer that taps something down a lot of the time, I feel like, in this deck in particular. It's just very good. Like, nothing about this feels common to me. Nothing. 3 mana, 2/3 flyer. Tap something down regardless of whether you have a counter, and then tap something down for like 2 turns if you do have a counter. So just very, very good. Obscura Charm, totally playable. Give us some more removal. I mean, it's just got the versatility that we like. Plus the fact that you can get Raffine back with it. Yeah. Get Raffine back. Get a Regulator at instant speed. Get in a Regulator at instant speed. Tap something down. That's just good. Or kill something or counter something. I mean, that's a nice series of effects. I like Rumor Gatherer. Scrivener, less good. than I originally thought, because I thought it was whenever you lose life, you put a +1/+1 counter on it, because I don't like to read cards. But it's whenever you lose life during your turn, which is significantly worse. Ballroom Brawler is playable, but Metropolis Angel seems like the card for us. Got all sorts of counters on cards. Getting a 4-drop 3-power flyer that's going to draw us a card each turn is incredibly strong. So we'll take that over the Informant and the Brawler. We've seen all these involuntary employments. We could have... Somebody's going to have fun with that and all these sack effects. Could just take another Bruiser here. We do have a good counter count, I think. Counter. Well, these kind of counters. I mean, 2 mana 3/3 when you've got this many flyers in general, I think it's just good. There's certainly matchups where we're going to be happy we have it. Dig Up the Body is a lot better than I gave it credit for originally, too. I might just take it here because I actually really just like this card. Besides the fact that it beats your yard really nicely. The fact that it's instant speed is super good. In response to your removal, I'll sack that creature anyway. End up mill 2, get a creature back. Mill 2, get a creature back. That's just really, really good value for 3 mana. So Scuttling Butler, that's probably the one place where it's playable, but I want this Lackey. We already have good... We have a couple good casualty cards, but the unblockable fish are good. This card is just great sack fodder for a lot of things. And it's good discard fodder for Connive. It kind of just works in every way we could possibly want it to in this deck. All right, Waterfront District makes sense to me. We already have a deck. We already have to make cuts. Let's get some more fixing. So I think the official is actually fine. Otherwise, we could take Case the Joint. But no, official to me kind of makes sense. We have enough top end. And official is also good casualty fodder, as well as sack fodder for like Dust Mangler or something like that. I mean, none of this matters for us, I guess. I don't think it matters. I don't think any of it makes the deck. Fixing got there though, didn't it? Four land fixing is nice. Scrivener, I mean, it works well with this cycle of lands. I don't think the Veteran's making the deck, but I'm going to take it just because it might be better than like Scarabs for us. I'm not sure. Ominous Parcel, Run Out of Town. Both are fine. I think we have enough removal already. I don't know if we need Run Out of Town. I'll take the Parcel just in case we need more fixing. We get this anyway. Well, we're in a good spot because we can make a lot of cuts. Halo Scarab actually seems like decent in this deck. Decent sack fodder. But I think Veteran sack fodder is better for us with the shield counter, presumably. It's actually cool with Dig Up the Body. Instant speed, sack my Veteran, put a shield counter on something. Like if you're attacking or blocking. That's pretty cool. You can like instant speed, put a shield counter on something. As well as get all the additional value of Dig Up the Body. So I like that. We'll figure out colors, but first we have 20 creatures. So we can probably cut 5 creatures. 5 weakest creatures in the deck are... Because this is also creatures. So we have like 21 creatures. I think the Halo Scarabs can probably go. Probably don't need them. So that just feels like an easy thing to cut. Initiate versus Assassin. Well, I'd like to keep them both. We could cut the Corrupt Court Official. Like, it's cool, obviously, with the sack fodder element. It is good, but I just feel like we can probably cut it and still have enough cheap things. Snooping Newsy is a fine card. We have a lot of 3-drops. We should probably cut at least one 3-drop. I could see maybe cutting the Getaway Car. What are our Enter the battlefield effects. We have Pickpocket. This is very good with that. It is pretty awesome with Dust Mangler too. It's good with Server. It's good with anything Connive. And remember, you don't have to bounce either. It's good with Regulator. All right, well, it's got some pretty good synergies in here. It's actually fine with Newsy if you needed to mill for some reason. Yeah. Maybe I could cut the Initiate. For some reason, I like the Initiate less than the Assassin, just because having the Death Touch can sometimes be nice. Neither one has counters. I actually like the Initiate, but I could see maybe cutting it. It's probably matchup dependent where it's better. I remember underrating this based on the way it looked, but then playing it and being like, oh yeah, it's actually not that bad. It's nice to have something flying that can block stuff. Even if it is pretty susceptible to removal. I mean, so is Initiate, so. All right. So we're already at like 17 creatures. I might cut like Run Out of Town because I think we have enough removal. And I think, rather play Sleep with the Fishes just because getting the unblockable creature and tapping something down is pretty cool. This is any non-land permanent, though. That is good. Maybe I could run it over Witness Protection. I do think Witness Protection's pretty good in here. But like I said, it is worse with Dust Mangler. And I think Sleep with the Fishes overall is probably a better card than Witness Protection. But so removal now is Parcel, Nuisance, sort of, Murder, Charm, Run Out of Town, Sleep with the Fishes, Pickpocket, Mangler, sort of. Man, those are all good. Obviously, I could cut 2 creatures and just keep that whole removal suite. I don't know how badly I need Parcel here, but it doesn't look like it would hurt. We can look at colors real quick because we've got 4, yeah. We got 4, 5, 6 white, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blue, 5, 6, 7. So I think Parcel actually does look kind of nice in here for fixing. I prefer to not cut too much early stuff, but you know, we may possibly be cutting the Assassin too, because the things that were on the chopping block were the Initiate and the Assassin, and I feel like it makes our curve just like slightly better. Neither of them have to do with any sort of counters in any way, so it's worse for like bruisers. So I could see maybe just focusing on counter synergies, making our curve slightly better. And as a last cut, remember, I still can cut a creature because we have like Exotic Pets, which is also a creature. I might not need the Newsy in here. We have the Connive. We do have some self-mill. But it sure makes I feel like it makes our mana base better to cut the Newsy, just because everything really would be blue. Which is kind of nice. All your 1 and 2 drops being blue, it lets you focus a little bit more on that, which is our most prominent color in the deck as well, because we have 8. We would still have 1, 3, 5, 6. We only have 8 is kind of a magic number, though, I feel like, for 1 and 2 drops. It's like a third of your deck you can play early. So I do think that's kind of good. Maybe I cut Run Out of Town. I don't really want to, but I feel like we can afford to, and I kind of want to play everything else. So overall, I like the deck. I think it looks good. And color-wise, we're looking like, as expected, mostly blue and then black and white. So we only have 6 white fixing, 7, I guess, with the Seraph. So that's actually not bad. All right, looks pretty good. We'll run it like this. We'll see you round 1. All right, round 1. It's a good-looking hand. We have all 3 colors. We can do the Bruiser. Still have Parcel for possible it's a removal spell at some point. Oh, that was a good draw. So now we can go Snooping Newsy into Bruiser Parcel. Uh-oh. What did I do? So my computer froze, and now I'm like waiting to get back in. Hopefully everything's okay. We'll find out. Okay. What? Oh, so did I miss a turn? I've discarded 2 cards already? Oh, I was going to be like, no, I self-milled, so that's fine. I think I might actually just take 2. I don't know why. I'm very confused right now. I feel like. So we can go Bruiser plus Parcel here. And pass. The next turn I can... So I probably just take 6 from the Shakedown Heavy, and then I'll do Sleep with the Fishes on it. Why is everything lit up here? Like I can do something with it. I'm very, very, very confused. So we can do this. They only have 2 in the yard, so we'll stay back so we can... Like, why does it say I can play this? You know what I mean? It's like lit up like I can play it, so I don't get it. All right, we'll pass. So we'll leave the Newsy back to block. Next turn we can do the Inspector plus the Lackey. Well, at least they didn't get 5, so that's good. So we'll do the Inspector first. And we just want to make sure we don't discard the blue. So we can get rid of the Veteran. Or I can get rid of the Island. Wait, I don't want to get rid of the Island. Swamp. Let's just get rid of the Swamp. Because it can still block. It leaves me more spells. Which I think is good here. Does anybody else see what I'm talking about? Where I'll, like, my hand is like lit up weird. It's confusing me right now. So I think we'll block because I can get the unblockable guy back. And I can block with Veteran at some point. Oh, Pickpocket, that's cool. So could bounce the Newsy. But we don't need to yet. I'm just going to do Veteran plus Lackey here. So we can just kill the Seraph with the Parcel, yeah. No problem. So, do they have a 5-drop in there already? No, so that will take them to 3/3 status. I think I'm just going to take 4. So I want to get to Dust Mangler, even though, sadly, this is what I was talking about, where they have Sleep the Fishes, creature they can sack. But regardless, I think that's not a huge deal. We probably just bounce the... I think we just bounce the token, actually. We're going to have a counter if I discard Mangler. I don't have double black for Mangler yet. I guess I want to trade with Newsy anyway, so we'll discard land. This is a little bit weird, but we'll just bounce the token and kill that. We'll block here. Exotic pets. Well, no counters, but that's all right. We'll do this and tap the Newsy, but we're just going to attack with one of these. So we want to keep our flyer, obviously, so we'll just block like this. So I think we have to do the nuisance. So we'll tap these two. That's cool. They only have 3 cards left in their deck. If there was some way we could survive. So we did get a land, which lets us do... We don't have the second black, but we can do regulator plus exotic pets. All right, we'll see you for game 2. All right, this hand is good. We get all 3 colors and veteran into getaway car. That was a good draw. We can't actually cast it yet, but it's a good card. So I'll still do the getaway car and attack for 4 here. I'll leave it up to them if they want to block or not. I'm okay if they do. Yeah. That thing has vigilance, and we can just murder the next thing, hopefully. Wasn't expecting that. Alright, so we can leave up Murder and Fairy Vandal. Just get the Vandal down now. So I guess we just do Lackey and leave up Murder. I think I'm just going to take 3 from the Soloist. Probably kill whatever their next thing is, like this Murderous Outlaw or whatever, or Lord Xander. So discard half the cards in my hand. I guess we'll get rid of Exotic Pets and Nuisance. And then when I kill it, I'll just have to sack my Lackey. I guess if I murdered in response, I think it would it have ended up the same. I would have had 3. I would have only had to discard 1 thing. So I should have murdered in response. That was a mistake. That's a lesson I'll learn for next time. There's a lot of rounded up, rounded down, things happen, things. I should have just taken the extra 2 seconds to read. But you know me, I don't like to read. I'd rather make things difficult on myself, needlessly. So we'll kill that. We'll sack the Lackey. So definitely a big mistake, because I would have had 3. I would have only had to discard 1. I could have kept the nuisance, sack the fish, tap these 2 things. But I'm not able to cast any of my things anyway. So now I think we just block the Soloist and take 4. We'll discard, probably Obscura Charm. I can't get anything back that's too good anyway, right? No, I don't think so. So if I serve her, I probably serve her now because I maximize life gain this way. Also makes the best use of mana. All right, we'll see for the next one. Okay, we can keep this. Do the Mandal here. Just attack for 1 and pass. All right. So do the Seraph here on that. Oh, that's cool. Guess we can do this first. And I guess we'll ditch. Do that. Oh, let's see. We've got 1 and 3. So I can sack that, get another land. Probably want to hit the land, so I think we'll do that. We'll get, I guess, white. Although I have 2 black, I have 2 blue, or 3 blue. Yeah, we'll get the white. We'll play the white. Might be smarter to actually play the nuisance. Tap the climber, I get a 3/4. But then they can just re-equip and I'd have to trade. Which makes things a little trickier, but... maybe Newsy is better. So I'm at 4. If Vandal dies, it becomes 5. So maybe I just offer the Vandal trade now. Nice one. So I think we just trade here. We get the life link at least. Yeah. So I can nuisance and tap this down and draw. And then I'm a land away from Shattered Seraph too, which is nice. Try and get Rafine back, hopefully. We get to do the dig up the body veteran thing, so that's pretty good. Well, unfortunately, that's gonna present a problem, but for now we'll play this. And pass. I guess we can put it on top. Alright, so we can attack with the Newsy, play this Seraph. So creatures I want to get back. Rafine and Fairy Vandal do work really well together. So we'll do dig up the body. Maybe just play this first. Oh wait, but I probably wanted to connive, but I want to deck then too. I don't know. This might have been worse. Yeah, that's true, actually. Well... Yeah, so I would have rather discarded a land. That was a mistake. You can tack it up to another mistake. There's been a lot of mistakes so far this draft, but that's okay. I'm recording later in the afternoon than normal, so I don't know if my brain's... I do a little bit better in the morning. But ultimately, I think it was a mistake again. I do seem to make that... That's like the second time I remember making that mistake, so... I don't know if it's... I'm thinking it's a tap land, so I need to do it first for deck thinning, or because of shuffle effect, or... I don't know what it is, but... Obviously, I'd rather have a pickpocket than a land here. And take 8. Don't particularly like that. I guess we'll block like this. Guess we can crack this first. Oh, that's cool. I don't have murder mana, but it's alright. Let's see, if I get in for 5... They attack with everything. I take 4. I don't think I can afford to attack right now. That's cool. So 7. I can only do the pets plus a murder, so I think we'll do that. And we can put a counter on... I think we only get to put one counter on one of them, but that'll have to do. I'm dead, right? Kill their biggest thing. Yeah. All right. So I ended up going 0-3. I thought the deck was good. I made some really bad mistakes. So hopefully I can clean that up for future drafts here. I'm sure as the format gets a little deeper, I'll figure stuff out a little bit better. I pull myself away from these drafts for a few days and really just need to get my head back into it. So, all right, pack one, pick one. I would take... I like Extraction Specialist. I think it's a good card. Enters, get something back. You can't do anything with it until your 3-mana 3/2 lifelink dies. It's a great card. And it's monocolor. Easy pick there. And pack one, pick one here. I like this Ledger Shredder. It's cheap, and the ability is sweet because it affects your opponents as well. All right, thanks for tuning in, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you for the next one.